In early 2025, Meerut, a city in Uttar Pradesh, India, became the center of nationwide attention following a shockingly brutal murder involving complex human relationships and graphic violence. The victim, Saurabh Rajput, a merchant navy officer, was gruesomely murdered by his wife, Muskan Rastogi, and her lover, Sahil Shukla. The gruesome discovery of Saurabh's dismembered body, meticulously concealed within a cement-filled drum, provoked widespread outrage and horror throughout India, placing the private lives of the individuals involved under intense public scrutiny. Chronological account of the events. Saurabh Rajput and Muskan Rastogi initially married in 2016, despite some familial opposition. Initially, their marriage seemed stable, with Saurabh abandoning his lucrative merchant navy career to spend time with Muskan, though their happiness appeared short-lived as tensions rose, prompting the couple to move away from their families and live separately. In 2019, Muskan gave birth to their daughter, marking a significant milestone in their life. However, that year also introduced conflict into their lives when Saurabh discovered Muskan's illicit relationship with Sahil Shukla, a former classmate. Upon discovering the affair through their landlord's tip, Saurabh initially sought divorce. Family pressure and concern for their daughter made him reconsider, deciding instead to take employment abroad. Thus, in 2023, he returned to his merchant navy job overseas. In Saurabh's absence, Muskan's relationship with Sahil deepened, marked by extensive drug and alcohol use, and aspirations to lead a freer and more glamorous life away from traditional responsibilities. In late 2023, Muskan and Sahil initiated detailed discussions about murdering Saurabh upon his return. Muskan manipulated Sahil psychologically, creating fake online profiles impersonating Sahil's deceased mother to convince him that murdering Saurabh was spiritually predestined. These manipulations significantly influenced Sahil's mindset, prepping him emotionally and psychologically also for participating in the planned murder.
जी मेरी बेटी ने मेरे दामाद को अपने एक दोस्त के साथ मिलके अपने ही रूम में मर्डर कर रखा है, मर्डर कर दिया उसको। वो इस समाज के लायक नहीं है, वो खतरनाक है दूसरों के लिए भी। और मैं दूसरे बच्चों को ये सबक देना चाहता हूँ कि इस तरह का कदम नहीं उठाना चाहिए, उसे सजाए मौत होनी चाहिए और हो सके तो लाइव होनी चाहिए।
Execution of the crime. The gruesome details. Saurabh returned home on February 24, 2025, unaware of the sinister plot awaiting him. His return coincided with their daughter's 6th birthday, which they celebrated normally, hiding any signs of the impending tragedy. On March 3rd, Muskan meticulously carried out her chilling plan. She served Saurabh food laced with sedatives, ensuring he fell unconscious swiftly after consuming the meal. As Saurabh lay drugged, Muskan launched a vicious assault, stabbing him multiple times directly into his heart with brutal precision. Autopsy reports detailed 3 deep fatal stab wounds inflicted on the chest, piercing his heart and causing extensive internal bleeding. To guarantee death, Muskan proceeded to slash his throat deeply with a sharp razor, nearly severing his head. Following Muskan's initial assault, Sahil contributed significantly to the horrific act, displaying chilling brutality. He fully decapitated Saurabh's head from his torso, a gruesome detail confirmed by forensic examinations. The couple then methodically began the process of dismembering the corpse. Reports detailed that the hands were severed at the wrist to impede any fingerprint identification, and the legs were forcefully bent backwards at the knees to compress the corpse sufficiently for concealment. The extreme nature of the violence suggested not merely impulsivity but a calculated, premeditated intent to disguise the crime and prevent detection. The couple initially attempted to conceal the dismembered body within a suitcase. However, when they found the pieces could not fit, they decided on an alternative, more grotesque method of concealment. They placed the body parts inside a large blue plastic drum and filled it with wet cement and sand to mask the smell and delay decomposition. Early intentions to plant a sapling above the sealed drum to further camouflaging it were eventually dismissed. After sealing Saurav's remains in cement, Muskan and Sahil fled Meerut, travelling to picturesque hills of Manali. During this macabre getaway, the perpetrators impersonated Saurabh on social media, posting images and messages to fabricate a narrative that he was enjoying a vacation. Despite their intricate plan, this bizarre behavior raised suspicion amongst Saurav's family, who found the situation suspicious when calls and direct messages to Saurabh went unanswered. Meanwhile, back in Meerut, suspicion mounted quickly. The couple's 6-year-old daughter inadvertently raised alarms by innocently mentioning to neighbors that her papa had been kept inside a drum, a comment whose significance only later became chillingly apparent. The child's statement strongly suggested that she had tragically witnessed aspects of the crime or subsequent actions, raising concerns regarding her psychological trauma and eventual need for support and counseling.
भैया हमारा सौरभ लड़का था मेरा, उसके बाद उसने के पता नहीं क्या हुआ क्या नहीं हुआ, वहाँ पर 4 तारीख को उसका मर्डर कर दिया उन लोगों ने। और वो चली गई अपने घूमने, अंदर कमरे में बंद करके उसको चली गई घूमने।
Discovery and arrest. The crime unraveled rapidly upon the couple's return to Meerut. Muskan's landlord had requested her to vacate her rented apartment. Thus, under pressure to remove evidence, the couple attempted to transport the heavy drum containing Saurabh's remains. During this process, local labourers assisting in moving the drum became alarmed when the lid came loose, emitting an unmistakable foul odour indicative of human decomposition. Suspicious, they alerted the authorities immediately. Concurrently, Muskan, feeling concerned and overwhelmed by anxiety, confessed the gruesome crime to her parents, who, appalled by their daughter's actions, informed law enforcement without hesitation. On March 18, 2025, Muskan and Sahil were swiftly apprehended, subsequently leading police to the concealed drum and confessing fully to their actions under police interrogation.
देखिए 3 दिन पहले आए थे, आने वाले समय पे उन्होंने कहा था हमको साथ या पास वाली बैरक में रखा जाए, तो उनको बता दिया गया कि जेल में जो व्यवस्था है उसमें पुरुष और महिला बैरक का आपस में कॉन्टेक्ट ही नहीं होता, बिल्कुल पृथक होती हैं, तो दोनों को पृथक रूप से रखा गया है। नंबर 1। नंबर 2, चूँकि ये जो भी कोई भी बंदी आता है उसको हम स्वास्थ्य परीक्षण कराते हैं। स्वास्थ्य परीक्षण के तहत पाया गया कि नशे के आदी हैं, जैसा कि आप लोगों ने भी बताया नशे के आदी हैं, तो डॉक्टर से उनका स्वास्थ्य परीक्षण कराया गया। जो नशे के विड्रॉल सिम्टम्स होते हैं, कारागार में नशा किसी भी तरह से प्राप्त नहीं हो सकता, जो भी विड्रॉल सिम्टम उसकी दवाई दी जा रही है। नशा मुक्ति केंद्र के माध्यम से उनका इलाज किया जा रहा है, काउंसलिंग की जा रही है, योग मेडिटेशन ध्यान में उनको हम लोग लगा रहे हैं।
Investigation, evidence and legal proceedings. The Meerut police acted rapidly, meticulously piecing together the evidence trail. The investigation uncovered extensive proof of premeditation, including purchase of receipts for knives and razors acquired days before the murder, and CCTV footage establishing timelines and movements. Forensic teams described a horrifying scene, detailing copious amounts of blood in Muskan's residence, the bloody suitcase indicating a failed concealment attempt, and blood-soaked items used during the killing. Postmortem examinations provided further clarity, confirming severe trauma to Saurav's body, including heart-piercing stab wounds, decapitation, and limb severance. Digital evidence retrieved by authorities show fake Snapchat accounts created by Muskan as well as phone records revealed how the conspiracy had been built meticulously over months. Their first court appearance witnessed physical assaults by agitated local lawyers, emphasizing the societal revulsion their crime evoked. Currently held in judicial custody, both accused await trial amid growing calls, even from Muskan's family, for capital punishment given the brutality of their actions. Psychological insights. The psychological dimension of this murder proved particularly disturbing, shedding light on deeper issues involving manipulation, personality disorders, substance abuse, and emotional dependency. Psychologists analyzing Muskan's behavior noted troubling indicators consistent with antisocial personality disorder or severe psychopathic tendencies. Her calculated manipulation, ability to lie convincingly, and disturbing lack of remorse post-crime illustrated classic psychopathic traits. Muskan's fabrication of supernatural online messages mimicking Sahil's deceased mother represented extreme psychological abuse and manipulation, indicative of a profoundly disturbed and manipulative psyche. Sahil's psychological profile, conversely, suggested significant emotional dependency, exacerbated by grief over his mother's death. His susceptibility to Muskan's manipulations highlighted deep-seated emotional vulnerabilities, further aggravated by extensive drug use. The Foyer-Dieu psychological phenomena, describing shared psychosis between two closely linked individuals, aptly characterized their combined descent into violent criminality. Moreover, addiction to substances, notably alcohol and narcotics, played a significant role, diminishing the moral constraints and inhibitions that usually prevent violent behaviors. The crime illustrated how chronic substance abuse could exacerbate violent impulses and severely impair judgment and empathy, contributing significantly to criminal behavior in predisposed individuals. Conspiracy theories and public reaction. The brutality and unusual concealment methods ignited numerous conspiracy theories and speculative narratives. Early rumors indicated possible occult connections or black magic rituals, primarily driven by Sahil's beliefs in supernatural guidance purportedly from his deceased mother. However, thorough police investigations dismissed occult involvement, clarifying these supernatural references as part of Muskan's elaborate manipulation scheme rather than genuine occult practices. Another theory revolved around potential involvement of third-party conspirators or hired professionals, given the brutality of the dismemberment. This speculation too was dismissed conclusively after careful forensic analysis and suspect interrogations, which consistently indicated no additional accomplices were involved. The case also spurred discussions on social media, generating macabre humor and inappropriate memes involving the blue drum, reflecting a troubling social trend of trivializing brutal crimes. These memes sparked significant backlash, underscoring society's conflicted reaction toward high-profile murder cases, oscillating between horror, fascination, and inappropriate humor. Particularly distressing detail fueling public speculation involved the innocent statements made by Muskan and Saurabh's daughter. Her unwittingly accurate description regarding her father's remains ignited public anguish, highlighting societal concerns about the profound trauma and long-term psychological impacts experienced by child witnesses of violent crime. Do subscribe to the channel and let us know your thoughts